Are you sitting comfortably? Then we'll begin.
Welcome, everybody. It's an after show here. We've got some topics. We've got some things we're going to talk about. But first, tonight's show has a mission. We have a purpose. We are here in defense of those who cannot defend themselves. We are here in defense of those who would be treated awful by the American vice president, those who would have their leather defiled and their velour stained. We are here in defense of the couch, of the sofa, and they will be set free.
Speak for yourself. I'm here because this counts towards my community service. So if you could just sign that card I gave you, I'd really appreciate it.
I'm just here for the sex.
Okay, I'm leaving.
Oh, man. So, hot on the heels of what was a great show on the main show there, we were talking about a certain lawyer model probably shoots puppies in a fucking orchard instead of a gravel pit. Cesspool.
She shoots them out of Fanny, and Christine Loam tries to shoot them down.
Yeah. She's like the clay pigeon shooter, right? Yeah. So,
I mean, again, I'm not going to dwell on the fact that I don't know law very well. I don't even commit any crimes because I wouldn't know how to. But this lawyer woman, I mean, she sounds like she should just lose her license to be a lawyer.
She will. I don't see any way that she's committed so many violations of, but so the judge doesn't get to determine that. That's determined by the American Bar Association. And believe me, they've been made fully aware. And like I said, I was reading the judge's conclusions, and he makes fully clear in the conclusions what happened. So he says, look, we have this transcript that has to be provided by, and the judge isn't even in the room when they do a indictment. The judge doesn't have to be there. They count on ethical prosecutors who set it up, get the indictment, and then bring it to the judge. And he's basically saying, look, we asked for the full transcripts. we're told that these are the transcripts. We know we don't. I'm actually going to quote now his 11th point. He's got a lot of points. The grand jury transcript and recording do not likely reflect the full proceedings because although it is clear the second indictment was prepared and presented to the grand jury, the transcript and audio recording of the proceedings do not reflect any further communications after the grand jury began deliberating on the first indictment. So it's what I told you. So basically she did 2 indictments, which you're not supposed to do, but isn't illegal per se. But she clearly, and he gets into it. He's like, basically, either he goes into these facts, and instead of saying like it's a fact that these things happen, he just said it's a fact that there's a very good reason to believe these things happened, and he is now deliberating on what he's gonna claim. But what he's probably going to say to her is she violated his Fourth Amendment rights by having the illegal testimony used against him. Because the judge also says,
for people outside of America, Fourth Amendment, Nick.
Fourth Amendment, unreasonable search and seizures. It's you are protected against unreasonable search and seizures, and lawyers can't do their jobs if their clients hide things from them.
Right.
So one thing that you know.
Are you listening, Donald? Go ahead.
Yeah. So basically, anything you tell your lawyer is privileged. Now, there are a couple of very rare exceptions. If you tell them you're going to commit a crime, for example, in the future, that they have to report. But short of that, you can say, I murdered this person, this person, this person, and this person, and this is how I did it. And they can't tell anyone. It's illegal for them to tell anyone. And if they do, because the privilege is yours, not the attorney's, it can't be used against you in any court because it's the lawyer breaking.
I want to put a pin in what you just said because we're going to bring that around to the Epstein discussion after as well.
Oh, okay. Okay, perfect. Well, and she used apparently the only evidence that was brought against Comey to the grand jury was, first of all, evidence that it looks like came from his own attorney and something his own attorney had said to someone else, so it was privileged. She was told that it was privileged before starting, which means she used information she knew or had reason to believe was privileged in the indictment. She then told the jury that when the jury refused to go forward, she told them, well, and they said, we have questions. And she said, we don't know the answers. The only way to get the answers is to put Comey on the stand. So we'll ask him and he's going to answer those questions. That's a violation of his Fifth Amendment rights because you are not required to answer any questions that you're not required to. So she literally told the jury, and the judge gets into this, and this is now all part of the court record. The judge says she's given the following instructions, which violated his Fifth Amendment rights and his Sixth Amendment rights because she said that he's guilty until proven innocent, which is that any judge could say this to a jury. No, it was a grand jury. The judge wasn't there. So,
Nick, is she just going through the amendments, breaking them one at a time? Like, is this some kind of fucking board game we don't know about? You know?
I don't. And the way we found out about this, of course, was getting the transcripts that we've gotten, but 2 hours are missing. And the general assumption is she has withheld them from the judge deliberately. And
holy shit, man!
Yeah. So the question is, if this is what she's got so far, it's like, what's in the 2 hours? I really want to know. And before this, you weren't kidding about the beauty pageant. Before this, she was a defense attorney working for those like she did auto claims and stuff like that. And then before that, she was a model. She came in third place, I think, at Miss Chicago. For the Miss USA, whole thing.
Right.
Anyways, she is. So here's what's going to happen. And then it turns out that her appointment as U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of Virginia, which is who she is the highest ranked attorney in the Eastern District of Virginia. I want to make that's her current position is the highest attorney. And tied for highest attorney in all of Virginia.
I can only guess when that phone call came in, she was on her knees. I mean, it's just I'm sorry, but I should have hit the stinger when we first started talking about her, but this fits, so I have to at least include it now. Because this is Putz Watch. That's all there is to it.
So her appointment was probably illegal because Trump is only permitted to make one appointment for the position, and he already did that and then either fired or the guy quit. One interim appointment without congressional approval. So she hasn't been approved by Congress, nothing like that. So it's probably illegal. A separate judge is going out through that. So this judge said, I won't deal with that. We'll give that to another judge. But the judge is almost certainly going to find that she's there illegally. She
I can't wait to hear that one.
Broke multiple laws. That's going to be in by Thanksgiving, they say. They're hoping to have that in by Thanksgiving, so we should have that one pretty soon. This judge is going very slowly. He seems really worried, and I don't know why. He has said that this is all so unprecedented, and the breaking of the rules with a grand jury is so unusual. He says this is new territory. This has never been seen in
since
the
Nixon
US before. No, this isn't even Nixon, and he doesn't know. And so he's sitting there going, "This is uncharted waters." He's just like, I mean, I want to do a motion to dismiss, but he's like, it's just so bizarre.
Isn't ethics one of the most important classes for a law student?
Depends on who you ask. It's either the most important one or the least important one. It's a superlative.
Break them legally.
So it's a lot of people are having fun with it, but there are a lot of interesting things coming out of this that no one's really seen in a very long time, including the release of the grand jury testimony, which they were talking about in one other case where they were the Epstein, the unsealing of grand jury testimony, and that's almost never done.
Yeah,
let alone before the case starts. I mean, they haven't had their first trial date yet, and the number of violations that should just have the case dismissed is about 5 or 6 at least.
So the violations are keeping up with the amendments that are being broken, right?
And the judge doesn't even, except for at one point where she was getting cute with him. He's just sitting there going like, wait a minute. For the second, because also keep in mind the jury never saw the actual indictment. The one that got submitted to the court, the jury never saw. Only 2 people saw it: the foreman and one other jury member out of 16. And so the judge says to her, wait a minute, are you telling me? He had her take the stand. So keep in mind, the first person to take the stand in this case is the prosecutor.
Oh, my God.
So she's on the stand, and the judge says, let me get this straight. Only one person saw the indictment that was brought against Comey. And she goes, oh, no, that's not correct at all, Your Honor. Goes, oh, it's not. So the jury was there. She goes, no, the foreman also saw it. He goes, so the foreman and one of the jurors were the only 2 people to see the indictment before you brought it to the magistrate.
2/16 of the people that needed to.
Yes, exactly. And she's like, yes, so she's getting all cute. I mean, that was the only time he seemed to get pissed. Other than that, he seems so bewildered. It says the words highly unusual and all sorts of other synonyms for that just everywhere in the never in this
the judge must be sitting there going, how did Pee Wee Herman get in this woman's body?
And if you're Comey, I mean, part of me thinks that, Comey must be laughing his ass off, but the reality is Comey believes in the system. And that's what he said when he got indicted in the first place. I'm looking forward to trying this in court. That's where this belongs. Let's go to court. But part of him has to be so disappointed that he has fought for a system that has become what it is today. I mean, this is a U.S. attorney
Yeah. Is it? I'm sorry, sir, but isn't that the dish you ordered?
Yeah. So what's going to happen is, I can already tell you what's going to happen. I try to be very careful about because it's very hard to predict these things. But in this one, I'll go on a limb. The judge is going to dismiss this 6 ways from Sunday, and he's going to do it with prejudice, meaning it can't be brought back.
That's right.
He doesn't even need to do it with prejudice. The motion is for prejudice, but he doesn't even need to do it with prejudice.
But all the indications are that this is coming, right?
Yes, yeah. Well, it's not just indications. That if the judge wanted to find a legal way to keep going, I don't see how he could. I don't see how he could. And he doesn't want to. He's impartial. So I'm just saying, if you said, look, I will give you $1 million if you can find a legal justification to continue this case against Comey, he cannot do it. It can't be done. It cannot be done.
Yeah.
So, and he basically says as much. I mean, he's trying to make it sound like, he's going to deliberate. So he doesn't outright say. He just says, the defense's claim that her use of this illegal material unfairly constitutes a dismissible offense is justifiable. So what he's basically saying is, I'm going to think about it because they've reached the burden they need to reach where it's a possible point, and I'm saying, so he goes through every single one and he says they have reached the burden where I have to make a decision here.
Right.
And the decision is going to be on every one of these. The case is dismissed with prejudice. Now, it doesn't even need to be with prejudice because this case was brought 4 days before the statute of limitations, meaning they can't even impanel another jury against him because the statute of limitations is expired. Yeah. So this is over.
So does that, with the statute being over and there now being twin indictments and all this stupidness, does depending on the timing and stuff, does that now say like yet another reason why it's a false file, or you know what I mean?
Well, that's their defense. The defense that they haven't been able to get to yet because there are so many ways to dismiss the case. Their defense is that this is selective prosecution and vengeful prosecution, neither of which are legal, and the case should be he should be found not guilty based on those grounds. Even if he had done it, it doesn't matter because of that. So they're trying to get rid of it that way.
Now, Nick, as I understand it, I'm trying to keep up with you guys have a different system than us up here, Canadian flag, right? But as I understand it, there's serious legal questions surrounding the fact that Trump ordered this to happen, and that's a legal no-no in and of itself. It's not a legal no. It's one of those. I mean, it is if he did it without any evidence and he did it for personal reasons, then it is a legal no. It's selective prosecution. If he did it because he really thinks Comey is guilty and this is the kind of thing he's now interested in pursuing, then he can do it. But in general, for the last 200 years, that has been frowned upon. Fuck, you got a nice watch. Yeah, thank you. It keeps time for it. The battery just, so it in general, when the Attorney General is sworn in, they swore an oath to the Constitution, not to the president, and they actually serve the people, not the executive branch. This is the first president, I believe, in all of U.S. history. I want to say that there was one other outlier like Garfield or something like that, but I think this is the first president in history to actually treat the Justice Department as subservient to the executive branch instead of basically something that operates under it but is independent of it. It's supposed to be. That's why that's the key word, independent, right? It's even corrupt presidents
recognize the independence of the and there was a huge thing. Somebody pointed this out, and this was the Republicans went crazy when I think it was Bill Clinton briefly bumped into the Attorney General.
Yeah.
And it was they said hi, they spoke for like 2 or 3 minutes, and then they left, and they said he's influencing her.
Yeah.
He's not allowed to talk to her. Now that's not a law. But they're correct. He's not supposed to because it looks bad, and they're independent. Once they're confirmed, they do swear an oath of loyalty, but it is not to the president. So
Right.
now we see Trump. This gets back to what I was saying earlier about like how many times he just breaks. It's like now he talks to her. He tweets her instructions, which she follows. She's not supposed to be doing that. She doesn't work for him. She works for us. That is codified.
Yeah, if justice is dictated by the commander in chief, not justice itself, whoa, well, you can see the results.
Well, we saw it in his first term, and it got bad enough that eventually even Bill Barr had to say, okay, enough. But in this case, he's installed people that would go along with it. So he's violating hundreds of years of understanding of how it's done. But because it was so well understood, nobody bothered to codify it into law.
Right.
You know, nobody said it's illegal for the president to give orders to it's just nobody did it. And if you did, you'd find yourself in so much hot water with Congress and with everybody. So nobody did it.
Mm-hmm.
So Trump just breaking the norms. Yeah.
He's done this on so many things, though. You know, you never get a president who would point the finger at a reporter and call it, quiet piggy.
Oh my God! I know.
I mean, just disgusting stuff like that, which in its back, it's not a criminal thing. It's nothing. It's not even important. But it's just something that no president, and it's not written in the Constitution that presidents don't do that. But it's just a done thing. You don't be an arsehole.
Yeah.
And any other president would have found themselves with calls from their own party to resign.
Yeah.
Because they looked so bad.
Yeah.
On something like that alone. Never mind all the other shit he's done.
Yeah. It's mind-blowing. It's mind-blowing to watch. I did want to just bring up, just because, and it's a tiny thing, there is an argument going through right now because they feel like they're about to lose. They know they're about to lose the indictment. So they're making an argument, if they try for another indictment, that the first indictment paused the clock on the statute of limitations. There is some truth to that argument. That does happen, but not in cases of fraud like this. So It's probably not going to work. But yes, it does pause. The indictment itself pauses the clock on the statute, and that's important for superseding indictments. So let's say they realize in the course of the trial that he's done 16 other things that have passed the statute of limitations but are tied to the original thing he's been indicted for. They can now still indict him on that.
Right.
But that's what it's there for, not for if your indictment got thrown out, you don't get to a clean brand new indictment. No. It's they're
yeah,
done.
you can't just keep rewriting it like some kind of test because your professor is really lenient or something, right?
Yeah. He has been breaking the law, and the boat attacks are really serious. And
I wanted to go to that. But I wanted to talk about client attorney privilege.
Yes, sir.
And how that pertains to the fact that I've been saying this for a while now. There'll be a bunch of people in live chat and stuff that'll know that there's a reason Trump didn't just shred the files he didn't want to be released, digitally delete them, blah, blah, and doctor them up and then just go, here they are. And one of the things that has been popping up a little bit on MS Now, MSNBC previously, is the fact that all of the survivors' lawyers and a few other people have seen these files. And they downright damn well know. And so if the Trump administration screws with the release of these files, you're going to have a lot of people that will be able to say no. And I think, Nick,
just very quickly there, Dick. You say they've seen the files. Does that mean they've got a copy of them, or do they have to hand them back?
I'm not sure how that works. Good point. Good point. I'm not sure how that works. And the other side of that coin is this why there's the new indictments to the Democrats involved in the Epstein stuff? Because that reactivates open investigations, and now you can stuff the files. And sorry, we can't release those ones, right?
Yes, that is the only reason they've done it. So there's been people saying, "Oh, he's doing it because he's vindictive." I agree, he's vindictive. I don't think vindictive played any part in this, because if he wanted
this
to
is
just indict
strategic.
Clinton,
Yes.
Yep. He's had a long time to go after Clinton if he wanted to. The reason he's going after Clinton now is because and all the indictments came in 24 hours after the discharge petition said that this thing was going to hit the floor of the House. So the timing isn't lost on anyone. We've also had a little bit of what you said, because Pam Bondi released, you may remember the Epstein files have already been released. Pam Bondi had the Epstein files. They put them in binders,
right,
and then gave them to a whole bunch of social media guys and said, "Here are the Epstein files." And what the oversight committee did was subpoenaed Epstein's estate for all his stuff and all his emails. And what they found was a couple of really bizarre things. Some of the emails that had redactions to protect innocent people and to protect victims actually had redacted Trump's name by accident.
Oh, wow. It's really easy to slip when you've got a fat marker in Sharpie in your fat fingers, right?
Especially when it looks like a hurricane, because you're just sitting there going like, you just take that marker and be like, okay, it's going to hit Alabama.
Yeah. Wait, I thought I was drawing pubic hair on sorry,
So what ended up happening was, first of all, they've now proven that the Justice Department has redacted Trump's name from some of the files that were released. And they've also proven that it wasn't all the Epstein files, as you said. The reason I kept hammering all is because that was the claim. All the Epstein, here they are. And then what happened was, of course, they said the Epstein estate didn't send us all the files, and that's why we didn't give them to you, was because they didn't send them to us. And this is actually part of her claim to new evidence. And they said, yes, we did. In fact, here's the receipt. Here's the accounting of everything that was in it, and here's the whole, because they knew that was coming. They knew. So as of this moment, she's got a problem, which is, and you hit the nail on the head. You hit the nail on the head, which is she doesn't know who's got what.
Exactly.
She knows nobody's got all of it except her.
Right.
The Epstein files is basically just sort of a colloquialism. It's a set of records that are in the FBI that probably only Kash Patel and her have seen basically all of.
Yeah, but Kash can only see them if he holds one page over here and one page over there.
I'm gonna see if I can find that meme again. Hold on a sec, because
I can't believe that cross-eyed little prick used SWAT to protect his girlfriend.
Oh God, yeah.
But let's not get off track, because we're on a good one here. Yeah.
We are. I am going to send you. That on Kash Patel, just because.
Yeah.
It's important to understand Kash Patel's reaction to the Epstein files. So, yeah, just love that.
You can see that's just after all the knuckles from Trump's fist went deep into his anus.
Yeah. So Pam Bondi and the Epstein release thing is actually really well written. It's really well written.
There's a lot of clever language to make sure that they have a lot of freedom.
No. Actually, I'm going to argue the other way around. Because
yeah. Sorry.
it
I
has-
totally did that backwards. It has a lot of clever language to try to trap them into their bullshit.
It says, for example, so here's an interesting thing. It does say that any open investigations, they can withhold it. But after that, there's a part of the law that lists clarifications for everything above, and it says for information that's withheld because it's being used, it A, has to be pertinent and necessary to that investigation. B, the withholder has to be temporary. And C, a full description of what was withheld and why has to accompany the records.
Which should mean that if you're investigating Bill Clinton, Trump's name in the file should have nothing to do with it and should be released.
Bingo. And then she's got this problem because what she didn't realize, and any experienced attorney will tell you if they've seen this, and obviously they got sidetracked by this, which is nobody has all the files.
Right.
But just about everybody involved has pieces of it.
Right.
And the committee has been meticulously reconstituting pieces of it, and it's very possible. And they've been releasing emails at regular intervals, A, to keep people interested, and B, to remind Pam Bondi that they have materials that she didn't realize they could get. And so Pam and
that's a good point, because there is that little tease in it. Oh yeah, bitch, right?
Yep. Yes. And it's very deliberate because they want to keep her on her toes and they want her to reveal everything. So they have interviewed, and they've made it public that they've interviewed 100 victims. How many of those victims maybe had a photo on their phone that's in the files?
Yeah.
How many of them have given sworn depositions that the committee hasn't told her yet? And I've had a few people come up to me and say, committee should just release everything. The problem is if they release everything, then Trump knows what he's dealing with, and he addresses all of that stuff, and he kind of comports his answer.
That's right. You can't give him the meat in the sandwich so that he can present it as a finished product. You've got to make sure you hold back some ammunition so you can shoot that cankle-suited bastard in court.
Sorry, Nick, can you just confirm something that you were saying, that they've interviewed the 100 victims? Who's they? What's this committee you're talking about?
Good question. So there is a committee, the House Oversight Committee, which was tasked with investigating the Epstein files. And the chairman of the committee, who is a Republican, and the reason it's a Republican is because the Republicans control the House, so they get the chairmanship of every single committee, day one said, we're done with the investigation. Everything's great. Thank you very much. And the committee decided to continue the investigation without him. They managed to pass a bill requiring the investigation to continue within the House Oversight Committee. He fought it, and they beat him. They beat their own. Just like, and they did so because I think it's 3 Republicans in that committee have flipped and been voting with the Democrats in that committee, which has been sufficient to override. And it's actually really disgusting to watch, where what happens is they try to do something, he undermines it, they succeed, he takes the credit for the success.
Wow.
And Speaker Johnson just did the same thing. When Speaker Johnson put the bill to the floor, he's like, this is great for transparency. It's like, hey, fuckhead, do you know what you've done to try? You kept a congresswoman from being able to be seated and take the oath for 40 days. You set the Congress home early so that they couldn't vote on it. You've done that twice, and then got pissed when the Dems vacated, so there couldn't be quorum. That's a quorum maneuver. He's just trying to make, if there's nobody there to vote, they can't vote on it.
And you hear him whining when he was going up the stairs in that little clip interview from the last 24 hours. It needed some amendments. You know, what were you going to do? Put another fucking tax cut for the wealthy on it, you little bastard?
So what we're saying here is we want the Epstein files released. Pam Bondi released the Epstein files that are currently being held by the FBI. But you're also saying there's another committee that has its own set of Epstein files.
That's reconstituting the Epstein files.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
So
they don't have their own set, so they don't have a complete set, but they are reconstituting it. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, this was what I was talking to Dick about yesterday. Is just someone trying rebuilding the Epstein files from outside sources.
Yeah, when we were talking about survivors and victims and stuff coming together and putting their information together, right? I mean, it just Nick. We were talking about this, and I'm expecting at least a decent numbered group of Epstein survivors, victims, to get so frustrated with this bullshit that they lawyer up in a way where they can start just pointing fingers and go, yeah, come at me, bitch.
Johnson said that there are no other identifiable victims. And the junior member of the oversight committee said, I'm sorry that he was not aware. Here's a list. And he gave a list of 7 names. He did not say, but he said among them, and the public's been able to reconstitute. I have some idea who most of those 7 are. But it included a prime minister, a magician, and he said all these are public, well-known names: a prime minister, a magician, two princes, and I forget the rest. But the magician we already know. I don't like to name him because
you can do it on our channel. I don't give a shit.
No, the reason is, and this is one of the complaints that they use to not release the files, and unfortunately it's a valid point, but you have to. The magician is a famous magician who was at one of the parties and didn't know. And when he saw what was going on, went to one of the young girls and said, do you know what's going on here? And she said, yes, of course. He said, you have to leave here now. And then the magician left.
Did you make her disappear?
Jesus.
Or did he make the Epstein files disappear?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, but at least somebody had an ounce of something. I wish they would have done more, but you know what I mean, right?
He's a witness. Well, he may have done, but the thing is, you don't know what he did or didn't do.
Exactly.
And the reason you don't know is because if he went to the DA, told the DA everything, we already know, well, at least what the U.S. attorney did with this,
right,
which is shut it down. So the problem is, the reason I don't want to give the name is because it's like we don't know how innocent or guilty this person may be. Completely innocent. We do know Trump, and this I don't mind saying on air, Trump got a hand job from a 16-year-old girl who gave a deposition about it, and we played the deposition. You can find that on YouTube because she also reads her deposition.
Yeah,
I seen that from you.
Yeah. So I mean, they're constitute. One of the things that I've said basically at this point is I think we've hit a tipping point where Trump knows the files are going to get out. It's not going to be all of them. We're not going to know how bad. What's most likely going to happen is it's going to be enough. Well, here's what I think is going to happen. I think enough is going to get leaked to conclusively prove that he has continued talking to Epstein all the way through 2016, because there's already evidence that and that he's lied about all of that.
I agree, dude. I agree
that he knew what Epstein was doing, and evidence that any rational person it won't prove it, but any rational person would reach the conclusion that Trump was with some of these underage.
Anybody with a little bit of life experience can read between the lines and fucking figure this out easy.
And at that point, what's going to happen is his career will be over. He's going to get booted from the party because MAGA, the churchgoers, nobody's going to want to touch this.
There's too many righties that would never stand anywhere near this, man.
Yep. So I think once they prove he's lied about how long he knew him, and once they really show that he knew what was going on,
Yeah.
Trump is done.
Done.
So what Trump is, and I think that's as far as they'll be able to prove. I think there's more, but I don't think we will ever see it. I think it has been burned. It's been, so I think we'll know, but so where I think what Trump is now trying to do is beat the clock.
I think
slow it down until his brain melts, or
dude, Trump is not a biblical man, but he knows a lot about the story of Sodom and Gomorrah.
See, one of the things you're talking about there, the witnesses. Now, I've seen videos of those parties. Now, it's not like 5 people there on an Epstein list. There's a lot of people at these parties. They're all witnesses. Whether or not they engaged in any shenanigans at these parties, they are definitely witnesses. And we should have a lot more of these people coming forward saying, yeah, I was there. I saw this shit happening.
Yeah.
I didn't get involved, or at least say, I didn't know. But something. But the fact there are people there who were there, who were witnesses, who haven't come forward.
But here's the thing,
we don't know if they've come forward or not. There's been a lot of depositions and secret.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah.
Taken. So we have to be just a little careful there, because we don't.
Yeah, there could be some people.
Probably you're right, but
but there could be some people who came forward and did speak and talk. The thing is, it was all so harshly guarded by secrecy and FBI's and blah blah and whatnot that it's not like it was going to be in social media. Right. We're not going to know. And that's I don't want to call somebody a disgusting Donald Trump like pervert if they weren't. But I still say there's been way too many people involved in this. And if we're only going to finally find out that you were against this when you showed up and blah, blah, 20 years later, you still sound like a complicit little piece of shit. I'm sorry, but you do.
So Marjorie Taylor Greene is resigning.
What?
Yeah. Breaking news.
Do tell.
Like her.
I don't know. I'm going to need to get going. Before I go, what the House committee did was they subpoenaed Pam Bondi. They subpoenaed the Justice Department, and they said, give us the files. They ignored the congressional subpoena. That's why they had to do it by law. So just so you know, but they also subpoenaed the Epstein estate, and the Epstein estate has been very cooperative, and that's how they've gotten all the leverage they've gotten. They subpoenaed New York investigators who were involved in compiling the file, because the file was originally put together in New York and then shipped to DC when they requested the file. So there may be detectives who have information. And
that's why somebody, I think it was Grunge Thing in the chat, was talking yesterday about New York having copies of a lot of this stuff.
They may. Technically they shouldn't. I don't know that it's illegal for them to have it.
Well, maybe they just keep it in their own private Mar-a-Lago bathroom.
Well, or two, I mean, if they, they didn't, necessarily purge all the evidence. So who knows who's got what. So at any rate, they are interviewing a lot of people, and they're keeping many of the interviews secret. And the people who are cooperating secret, so that Pam Bondi doesn't know, so that she does, because otherwise, if she fails to release something and they say, wait a minute, we talked to this person and they said that they gave you all this information, and they said that they were interviewed before by the New York police and they're in the Epstein files. Why doesn't it have their testimony and their deposition here in the files? So Pam Bondi's got a very serious problem. Again, she knows nobody's got all of it. So there are things she can hold back, but she doesn't know which ones she can and which ones she can't.
She better wash those crusty panties, because she's going to need to be able to sit and ask, take the question period coming up.
So,
unbelievable. The corruption on display that we're dealing with is just atrocious.
So what we're going to need to do, I do need to get going because
no
we do
worries.
breaking news, and Marjorie Taylor Greene is breaking. So
as Titan Uranus and the crew script out a show for you to be the talent on.
There's talent on my show.
I said it in jest.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's Commander coming on.
I forgot just how much of an ass Dunk can be.
Hey, do you know one thing that drives me nuts about some of your shows is when you got Isandering on.
It's only one thing that drives you nuts about our show.
I'm just going to give you one thing. But when you have Isandering on, and he has his, he's just got his still image up there, and he's talking and stuff like that. You also do shows without him, and you have his image up on the screen, and I'm thinking, fuck, he's not saying a lot tonight.
Yeah.
That actually bugs me too, and it's supposed to keep that down unless I tell it to go up, and it's just one of those bugs I've never gotten to fixing. But it does bug me too because I know
sounds like an OnlyFans problem, to be honest.
Well.
When things go up when they shouldn't, it's probably the content in your browser window.
So you must be really excited to get off and do a show that's not about Trump.
Yeah, Marjorie Taylor Greene. There's a pillar of sanity and
yeah. So Nick is going to spend an hour talking about Marjorie Taylor Greene. You can see it coming up on the next episode of Ancient Aliens.
Yeah. Actually, if you don't mind, would it be all right if I drop a link in the live chat or making the show?
Of course you can't.
Yeah. Drop it to me here because I don't know if you're modded, right? So
all right, Marjorie.
Oh man!
I told you though, we were saying this on the other show, which is it's basically like this is what it is. It's like there's breaking news at all. It's almost as bad as it was during his first term when the Iranians and Iraqis were going at it, and soldiers died in the green zone, and everyone's like, "Oh, it's World War III." It's almost that bad. It's not quite that bad, but it's almost that
bad. Yeah.
Just want to say we are posting the link to your channel in the chat, and you go fuck up and do your thing. But I am saying I can see how many people are watching this channel right now, and if that number drops, I'm taking names.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Finish this live show. Come check us out afterwards. It's a news program, so it's going to be like, all right. Yeah.
When are you going live, Nick? In like 5 minutes or something? Because we're wrapping up anyway.
It'll be 5.
Okay, give me the goddamn YouTube link as soon as you got it, and I'll put a redirect in. We're ending anyway.
I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. All right. Yeah, I've got it, but I'm going to hang up and I'll send it to you right now.
Okay, buddy. Take care, man.
Right.
Bye.
All right. I'm not putting it in the thing. I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
of course I will.
It's a non-Trump story. Hurrah!
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Marjorie Taylor. Holy fuck! What's dripping between your legs? What's her name?
That's interesting though. This is quite interesting. Why she just suddenly decided to resign. I mean,
yeah. I can't wait to hear this, man. I'm totally gonna heat up the oven so I can have some hors d'oeuvre or something, and have a few beers, and I'm gonna watch Nick rip into a total fucking redneck.
I wonder if she's recorded a statement or something.
Explaining. I wonder. Okay,
because I really do feel like somebody's got to her.
Yeah, I mean. There's gotta be something going on because she stood up to him so big over the Epstein stuff, and all of a sudden she's like, "Yeah, I'm gone." What?
She was getting a lot of death threats, and maybe that is just like inflamed. And Nick Riley says she's scared. Yeah, she could literally just be scared for her life.
Yeah. Well, when she did that whole bit about like getting threats and being scared for her life, it was one of the few times she's ever spoken when I thought I heard her being honest, except for like actually advocating for the victims and survivors of the Epstein situation, right? You know,
yeah, she may well be being honest.
Yeah. Let's see here. We're at 50 minutes on the after show here. So why don't we just wrap this up anyway? We'll send everybody over to Nick's show. I want to see it as well. I really want to see what's going on here. I want everybody in the live chat to thank Titan Uranus and the rest of Nick's crew over at In Time for actually providing him with the information to do a show. Because if it wasn't for Titan and everybody, Nick would just be reading you the horoscopes or something. It wouldn't be pretty. You know,
yeah, he'd be doing car reviews or something. Fuck all.
We're kidding, of course, right? You know, but
okay.
Yeah, well, come on, you're supposed to play ball as if that was real. Remember, we said that. You know.
Oh yeah, we did this in therapy, didn't we?
Yeah. Remember, we always said when you speak of Nick in public, be nice.
Be nice.
Yeah. Dunk's trying. You know, Dunk's trying. Yeah.
I am nice.
So,
But Trump's
yeah. So, if you want to hear about a very orange man with a very small penis being an asshole to a woman who seems to think that Floridians have alien technology that control the weather, you've got to get over to Nick's channel. So here's the link. Go right now. We've got a redirect. Sorry?
She does have a bigger penis.
Well, that's true. You know, I've had it in my hand, so I know. Huge shout out to our team in the background here who do everything for us. We got Mexi Girl on the Shills account tonight. We got Shayna Caldwell in, PJ CNET, our resident news hound who provides us a lot of what we talk about. We've got Liam Wakefield, Chris Lundy, Jose, and Super Chat Matt. Thanks, everybody. And thanks to you for watching.
Yeah, au revoir, everybody. And don't forget to go over to Nick's In Time news story. Is In Time. His first time he's in time. He's early. He's getting in early before all, Brian Tyler Cohen's got a video out. He's got a book out, Yeah. And, so get over and give Nick a,
because remember, if you don't go to Nick's channel, you can't unsub from it.
Yeah. And he might write a book.
Oh, God forbid. Brian and him will have a show where they talk about each other's books. See you on Nick's show In Time. All right. Take care, everybody. And remember, if the women don't find you handsome, they should at least find you handy.
Stay chilly, you buggers.